Harlequin Audio is proud to bring you Wisconsin Wedding by Carla Neggers, a Harlequin best-selling author collection novel, performed by Tara Sands. Chapter 1. Within the sedate, mahogany-paneled president's office of Pierce & Rothschild Publishers, Byron Forrester pitched a sharp-pointed dart at the arrogant face of his latest traitorous author. The dart nailed Henry V. Murrow smack in the middle of his neatly clipped beard. Byron grinned. He was getting pretty good at this. Now, if Henry had been in the office in person, instead of in the form of an 8x10 glossy publicity photo, Byron would have been a happy man. Only that morning, Henry had called him to notify him that he'd just signed a mega deal with a big New York publisher. "For what?" Byron had demanded. "A techno-thriller." "What, do you have a dastardly villain threatening to blow up the world with a toaster? You don't know anything about advanced technology. Henry, for God's sake, you haven't even figured out the telegraph yet." "Research, my boy, research." Pierce & Rothschild didn't publish techno-thrillers. Its specialties were expensive-to-produce coffee table books, mostly about art, geography, and history, and so-called literary fiction. Some of the latter was deadly stuff. Byron found Henry's books depressing as hell. Techno-thrillers, from a man who'd been utterly defeated by the locks on Byron's sports car. "How does one exit from this contraption?" he'd asked. Now he was calling himself Hank Murrow and planning to make a bloody fortune. Probably had shaved his beard, burned his tweeds, packed his pipe away in mothballs, and taken his golden retriever to the pound. "I wonder how much the Fink's really getting." Byron aimed another dart. Hank, had said 7 figures, but Byron didn't believe him. He'd yet to meet a writer who didn't lie about money. A quiet tap on his solid mahogany door forced him to fold his fingers around the stem of the dart and not throw it. He really wanted to. Henry had offered to send him a copy of his completed manuscript. Byron had declined. "It'll be more fun," Henry had said, "than anything that'll cross your desk this year." A comment all the more irritating for its probable truth. Byron had wished the turncoat well and gotten out his darts. Without so much as a "by your leave" from him, Fanny Redbacker strode into his office, trying to catch him throwing darts, no doubt. She regularly made it clear that she didn't think her new boss was any match for her old boss, the venerable Thornton Pierce. Byron considered that good news. His grandfather, whose father had co-founded Pierce & Rothschild in 1894, had been a brilliant, scrawny old snob of a workaholic. He'd vowed never to retire, and hadn't. He'd died in that very office, behind that very desk, 5 years ago. Byron, although just 38, had no intention of suffering a similar fate. "Yes, Mrs. Redbacker?" he said, trying to sound like the head of one of the country's most prestigious publishing houses. Mrs. Redbacker, of course, knew better. Stepping forward, she placed an envelope on his desk. Byron saw her eyes cut over to Henry Murrow's dart-riddled face. Her mouth drew into a straight line of disapproval. "It's tacked to a cork dartboard," Byron said. "I didn't get a mark on the wood paneling." "What if you'd missed?" "I never miss." She inhaled. "The letter's a personal one, addressed to you and Mrs. Forrester," meaning his mother. Byron wasn't married. Mrs. Redbacker added pointedly, "The postmark is Tyler, Wisconsin." Byron almost stabbed his hand with the dart, so completely did her words catch him off guard. Regaining his composure, he set the thing on his desk. Fanny Redbacker sighed but didn't say anything. She didn't have to. It had been 3 months, and Byron still wasn't Thornton Pierce. He didn't even look like him.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?